everybody, welcome to another episode of Widgets and Wonders. This is my show about great products from small companies. Now today, we're gonna take a look at accessories for Shadow War Armageddon from Pyrkol. It's a set of templates. You've also got some standard counters and a really neat elevator accessory for your guys hanging on and off of ladders. Let's take a look at those right now. So here are Paulo's counters for Shadow Armageddon from Pyrkol. Now, we've got, first of all, quite importantly, the almost extinct templates. That, of course, 8th edition 40K, making the new templates going forward into the future probably harder to find. And of course, as the Shadow War box is now sold out, unless they put them on the website, you're looking at secondhand markets to try and find a 5-inch, 3-inch, and of course, Flamer template. The Flamer template will be, of course, the most important one, as it's a non-standard size. This is a 3-inch and 5-inch blast, which some other companies will already make. He's done a really cool job of just making them look explodey. It's actually a template inside a template, 2 layers of acrylic in color to make them look a little bit neat. Then we have the standard Shadow War stuff, and some notes that Paulo made about the actual counters was you want them color-coded in small, because in the tight terrain from Shadow War, you want to be able to pick out what they were really easily. So first of all, like knowing what color everything was would tell you what counter was. So you got your hidden, run, clip harness, which is non-standard, ammo, which is standard, broken counter for running away, and a flesh wound counter. And flesh wounds are actually something that you don't get counters for in the Shadow War box, as are the clip harness ones. They're pretty neat and super handy, of course, to have. One of my favorite things Paulo did was he put a quote on every single baggie, and that's why I actually left them in the baggies. You got "'Tis but a scratch." I got 99 problems, but this fight won't be won for the broken counter. A little Jay-Z quote. Ammo counter, time to bring a knife to a gunfight. Clip harness, because the higher they get, the harder they fall. Run counter, just do it. I can't believe he Shia LaBeouf'd these. That's hilarious. And then the hidden counter, be formless, shapeless. You put water into a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Be water, my friend. And then he's also made some Overwatch counters. And if you notice the diagram in the Overwatch counter, he's actually got them measured from the back of the base, as it's recommended in Shadow War. So when you actually measure your arcs, you hold this over the model, and then you use a laser line or something like that to see what they actually can see, which is super handy. He's made them for 25s, 32s, and 40 mil bases. And then last but not least, which I think is a super neat invention, he's got the ladder stand. And the ladder stand, he actually sent something to demonstrate it with, which is a put together one. What you do is you actually clip this guy into the ladder. So what it is it's a little hook arm, right, in acrylic, and then this has actually been lasered to be roughed up so that it grips when it's touching it. He sent a ladder along so I could actually see how it would get used as a demonstration. So it clips on, and then I just need to weight it here. So I'm just gonna stick this in the back to give it some weight. And it allows you to place your miniature, if you've got really long ladders, where they actually are climbing the ladder. So you can measure line of sight, you can see where they are, because some of the pieces of terrain will have really tall ladders, which are like 8 or 10 inches tall, and you can't necessarily run up them in one move. So a lot of guys can't go to the top, like a Chaos Space Marine couldn't go to the top in one move. And it's handy to know where they're actually standing, as opposed to just putting them at the bottom and being like, he's 8 inches in the air. You can actually see where they're actually sitting, because they can shoot and stuff. If they're just moving 4 inches a turn, they can shoot right off the ladders, which is super handy and super neat. So there it is. The ladder stand, which I think is a really clever idea. It's big enough, the gripper there, that it'll probably grab pretty much any size ladder you can think of. And the roughed up edge there is going to mean it's not going to fall off. So obviously some people with metal miniatures might be a little leery of doing this. With plastics, I would not hesitate to throw them on the ladder and have them be where they're supposed to be. So there it is. This is the master set of tokens. So when you go on the website, there should be a bunch of different options for buying the individual tokens and the master set as well. I'll link all that in the description below so you can check out these Shadow War Armageddon tokens from Pyrkol. So there you have it, another great product from a small company. Now, of course, going forward with the templates going away from 40K, and of course the box set being sold out for Shadow War Armageddon, places like Pyrkol will be your source for templates, and of course the tokens, if you just pick up the rulebook on its own and you want to start playing the game. So thanks to Paul for sending those in for us to check out. And if you know of a great product from a small company you think deserves more attention, you can have them email me at grillminiaturegames@gmail.com or Facebook message me at facebook.com/outofthebasement into the streets, and I'll put it in front of as many people as possible. Until next time, I'm Ash. Apple Gaming. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. My live shows are on Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern time, typically, unless I notify otherwise. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.